How should you explain that you got fired in a job interview? As a 20-year career coaching veteran, I have devoted so much time and energy to this, helping people overcome being fired, that I actually built a course called Fired to Hired, which you can find over at my site, Work It Daily. But in the case of, explaining it in the interview, I have to tell you that you're going to fail at doing that if you first haven't made it right in your head. If you go in and you haven't really made peace with being fired, what you choose to say and how you choose to say it will land wrong. You will sound nervous. You will sound defensive. You will sound angry. And any kind of negative emotion is going to work against you. Because when negative emotions come out in a job interview, the natural reaction of the recruiter and the hiring manager is you feel like you did something wrong. Otherwise, you wouldn't be defensive. You wouldn't be angry. You wouldn't be emotional. So you have to think about this. That's why you need to make peace with it. And if you don't know how to make peace with it, then you need to get help. But once you have made peace with it, you will have a very clear and succinct answer. And you will use my experience plus learn equals grow method in order to make sure that you give the right information in a factual and balanced way. See, the key here is to not get subjective. You don't want to start to inject your personal opinions about what happened. Instead, you want to give them just the facts. This is when I got hired. This is what I did. And this is where things went off the rails. See, there's got to be a point where you describe the MOA, the moment of accountability. I'm not saying you need to say you did anything wrong. A moment of accountability is that moment, that aha moment when you look back on the situation that you realize things were going off the rails. Things weren't right. Might be that first moment that you realized you didn't see eye to eye with the employer and you didn't really feel comfortable changing and doing it their way, for example. That might be a moment of accountability. You didn't do anything wrong. There was just a disconnect, okay? And you were standing your ground. But the moment you start to over-explain that and get really subjective and opinionated, they're going to see that as defensive and angry. And what did I say? Those emotions reflect poorly on you. So you've got to rehearse this. You've got to really get the facts and lay it out. You've got to talk about that aha moment, that moment of accountability, where you can, calmly say, looking back, I really should have left at this point. Looking back, I should have started my job search because I should have known it wasn't going to, end well and that I really wasn't going to be able to stay there long term, right? There's got to be that moment where you recognize that. Then what you're going to talk about is what you learned from the experience, which getting fired is never fun. I don't enjoy it. I don't like how it makes me feel. And I really want to put it behind me. And then you talk about how you've grown. And that's why I'm here now today, because that's the most important part, is finding an employer that really aligns with my goals and my values and my ability to take what I've learned and really use it for them and provide them a really great return on their investment. And that's why I'm excited to be here with you today. So see, by answering the question that way, you're calm, you're succinct, you've mapped out a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's closure to your answer, and it shows the growth that you're going to need to display, because these things happen, okay? But you got to be careful. You got to make peace with it first, as I said. You've got to take the emotion out of your answer, and you've got to have that very logical flow to your response. And I will tell you, I've coached so many people on this, and once they get there, I get them to a place where they're literally chomping at the bit to go in and be asked about why they left their last job or why were you fired. And then they give their answer, and the other side goes, oh, okay, yeah, and moves on, and they get hired. Because you can make peace with it. But that's the key, all right? Making peace with it and then presenting it in the right way. So I hope that made sense to you. If it did and you want more help, like and follow me here. I'm posting free advice every single day on this app. Post your questions as well. I'd love to answer them. And if you want to get that Fired to Hired course that I mentioned, it's included in a membership over at my company, Work It Daily, along with 14 other courses on job search. You can get instant access to it as part of a 7-day free trial. So you literally could go up and sign up for free today and get access to that course and start watching it, because it really will help you. And it's over at workitdaily.com. The standard membership's $19 a month. That's less than $1 a day. So if you need the help, I hope you go check it out, because getting over getting fired is a very personal experience and one that I've had a lot of experience helping people with. And I know that Fired to Hired course will help you, okay? Good luck. Go get them.